Welcome to a prophetic deep dive into the three most pivotal wars in end-time scripture. The Gog War, Armageddon, and Gog and Magog. These aren't just battles, they're sieges against God's covenant, each marking a turning point in his redemptive timeline. In this video, we'll lay a clear foundation, then frame each war. First, we'll explore the Gog War from Ezekiel 38 to 39, a northern siege against Israel during a time of false peace. It's not Armageddon, and it's not the final rebellion. It's a distinct, early breach that triggers divine intervention and a 7-year cleanup. Next, we'll examine Armageddon, the climactic clash at the end of the tribulation. This is where the nations gather, the Antichrist is judged, and Christ returns in glory. It's the war that ends the age and begins the Millennium. Finally, we'll uncover the mystery of Gog and Magog in Revelation 20, a global rebellion after 1,000 years of peace. Satan is released, nations are deceived, and fire falls from heaven. This isn't a repeat, it's the final test before the eternal kingdom. Each war has its own timing, terrain, and spiritual DNA. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped to discern the difference, teach it with authority, and walk in the confidence that God's throne stands through every siege. Naming the three prophetic wars. The Gog War. Name, the northern siege. Scripture, Ezekiel 38 to 39. Timing, first half of the tribulation. Nature, regional invasion led by Gog from Magog. Outcome, divine intervention, 7-year cleanup. Teaching hook, the siege that sparks the restoration. The Armageddon War. Name, the final clash of kingdoms. Scripture, Revelation 16:16, 19:11, 21. Timing, end of the tribulation. Nature, global war against Christ. Outcome, Christ returns, Antichrist defeated, Satan bound. Teaching hook, the war that ends the age. The Gog and Magog War, Revelation. Name, the last rebellion. Scripture, Revelation 20 verses 7 to 10. Timing, after the Millennium. Nature, global uprising led by deceived nations. Outcome, fire from heaven, final judgment. The siege that meets the fire. 3 wars, 3 sieges, 3 divine responses. Each war reveals a different phase of rebellion and a different facet of God's justice. The northern siege, Ezekiel's Gog War. False peace, sudden invasion, divine defense. 7-year cleanup and temple restoration. The final clash, Armageddon. Global rebellion, Christ's return, Satan bound. End of the tribulation. The last rebellion, Gog and Magog in Revelation. After 1,000 years of peace. Fire from heaven, final judgment. Gog doesn't just attack, he surrounds, plots, and invades. Israel is caught off guard, dwelling securely. God responds not with diplomacy, but with fire and fury. Calling it the Northern Siege gives it a visual and tactical identity. It's not just a battle, it's a prophetic breach. And it sets the stage for the temple restoration that follows. Ezekiel 38 to 39. Gog is described as a leader from the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, who leads a coalition of nations against Israel. God intervenes with overwhelming force, earthquakes, fire, hailstones, to defeat Gog and reveal his glory. Revelation 20 verses 7 to 10. After the 1,000-year reign of Christ, Satan is released and deceives the nations, called Gog and Magog, to wage a final battle against God's people. Fire from heaven consumes them, and Satan is cast into the lake of fire. Armageddon, war against the Word. Timing happens before the Millennium, Revelation 19. Players: the beast, false prophet, kings of the earth, and their armies. Target: they gather to make war against the Word made flesh, Jesus returning in glory. Outcome: the Word wins. No contest. Sword from his mouth. Beast and false prophet thrown into the lake of fire. It's a war against divine authority, and it ends with a cleansing of the battlefield. Gog and Magog. War against the witness. Timing happens after the Millennium, Revelation 20 verses 7 to 10. Players: Satan deceives the nations, called Gog and Magog, to surround the camp of the saints. Target: not Jesus directly, but his people, the witnesses, the temple of living stones. Outcome: fire from heaven consumes them. Satan is finally judged. Armageddon exposes rebellion against the Word, truth, authority, kingship. Gog and Magog expose rebellion against the witness, the testimony, the legacy, the living temple. Armageddon is the war against the Word. Gog and Magog is the war against the witness. 2 inspections, 2 judgments, 1 architect. That 1,000-year gap is no accident. It's a divine firewall between 2 kinds of rebellion. Armageddon, Millennium, Gog, and Magog. Armageddon, the demolition of corrupt leadership. False prophets, beast systems, and rebellious kings are judged. It's the war against the Word. Millennium, a 1,000-year reign of peace under Christ. The blueprint is honored. The cornerstone governs. Satan is bound, no sabotage allowed. Gog and Magog. After the Millennium, Satan is released. He rallies nations for one last inspection war, not against the Word, but against the witness. It's the war against the living temple. Why the 1,000 years matter? It proves that even in perfect conditions, no deception, righteous rule, rebellion still festers in the hearts of some. It separates the judgment of corrupt systems, Armageddon, from the judgment of hidden rebellion, Gog and Magog. It vindicates the saints. The little season defined. A Revelation 20 verse 3 and 7. After the Millennium, Satan is loosed for a little season to deceive the nations, Gog and Magog, before final judgment. It's a brief window where deception resurfaces, testing the integrity of the temple, the saints, one last time. Why some say we're in it now. Spiritual deception. Many see rampant lawlessness, doctrinal compromise, and counterfeit revival as signs that Satan is already loosed. Global convergence. Tech, surveillance, globalism, and spiritual confusion are converging, like scaffolding for Gog Magog rebellion. Church under siege. The true witness is being surrounded, not by tanks, but by ideologies, false unity, and seductive doctrines. Discernment in the little season. If we are in it, then this isn't just a season of deception, it's a season of validation. Fire's coming, not to destroy the temple, but to prove it. Don't panic, inspect. Don't retreat, reinforce. Don't compromise, clarify. Ezekiel chapters 40 through 48 says we are not in the little season. Ezekiel 40 to 48 lays out a vision that's hard to reconcile with the chaos of a little season. Ezekiel 40 to 48, the blueprint of restoration. These chapters describe a future temple with precise measurements, priestly order, and sacrificial protocols. A restored land divided among the tribes of Israel. A river of life flowing from the temple, healing everything it touches. The return of glory, God's presence filling the house again. This isn't a season of deception. It's a season of order, holiness, and divine habitation. Does Ezekiel's temple get built on the Temple Mount? A literal view. Many scholars believe Ezekiel's temple will be built on or near the current Temple Mount in Jerusalem. It's seen as the fourth temple, following Solomon's, Zerubbabel's, Herod's, and a future third temple that may be desecrated by the Antichrist. Geographical clues. Ezekiel 45 to 48 describes a massive holy allotment, 25,000 by 25,000 cubits, about 8.3 by 8.3 miles. That's far larger than the current Temple Mount, suggesting a restructured landscape or elevated plateau. Millennial Jerusalem. Ezekiel 48 verse 35 names the city, "The Lord is there," YHWH Shammah, implying a transformed Jerusalem. Some believe the temple sits north of the current city, not directly on the present Temple Mount. If we're truly in the little season after the Millennium, then Ezekiel's temple should already be standing, glory-filled, and operational. But we don't see it. That absence speaks volumes. Why the temple's absence counters the little season view. Ezekiel's temple is post-Gog. Chapters 38 to 39 describe Gog's defeat. Then comes the temple vision, chapters 40 to 48. If Gog and Magog are still ahead, the temple can't be behind us. The temple is millennial, not post-millennial. It's a place of divine order, priestly service, and healing waters. That's not the atmosphere of deception. It's the reign of righteousness. No visible fulfillment. We don't see a temple with Ezekiel's specs, no river flowing from the threshold, no tribal land divisions. That's not a little season landscape. It's still premillennial chaos.